Let's see if I remember how to do this. Uh, what's up, Beer League hockey fans and fellow dumpers? Welcome to season 2 of an unedited, unfiltered, worldwide Dump and Skate podcast, the number one hockey podcast in the Bluffton, Hilton Head, Pooler, Georgia, and recently researched Cuthbert, Georgia. Where if you're still bitching about my mic, you're not a loyal listener, probably a grown man that is so fat, eats worse than I do, and ejaculates gravy. Again, Dwight, don't email me. This is my podcast.
I didn't have to go
Also,
so vulgar.
you're welcome. Also, if you're listening to this podcast instead of the radio, we appreciate you guys. Here's your free podcast men's league advertisement, Mr. Flashdance. I'm the podcast scheduler, social media content creator, official video and audio editor, the broken, old, and decrepit bender, the ball buster, Jeremy. I'd like to thank Holland for fat shaming my pleasantly plump face on the last podcast. Where's that email, Dwight? Abdu. With me, as always, the man that makes this podcast possible, the only producer that doesn't do any editing because Abdu is earning our free paycheck, the, as Dane worded it, talent of the podcast, the guy I have to occasionally nag to upload this podcast or to even get the podcast going, the guy that won't hesitate to help out any family or friends in need, the very hardworking family man, Jeremy. I lost 20 pounds with Fatso's help so I can make fun of Chubby Checker's face on the podcast, Holland.
When a plan works, it works. What can you say? What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes, sizes, and flavors? Welcome back in for season 2 of your favorite Beer League podcast, the one and only worldwide Dump and Skate podcast. That's right. So thank you guys for being loyal listeners all through season 1. Thank you guys for joining us back for season 2. We are excited. We had a couple of weeks off because we were getting things ready for this, our new season of hockey here. So that's usually a super, super busy time for me. It ended up being a pretty busy time for you because I think you're helping with 3 teams now. We'll get into that here in just a minute. So,
and we did the podcast broadcast, which was
we'll get into
awesome.
that too. Yeah, okay. We'll get into the podcast broadcast. That was a lot of fun. So before we go any farther, guys, if you have liked what you've listened to in season 1, if you are super excited about season 2, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get this algorithm going on YouTube, on Spotify, on Facebook, on Instagram, all the different places. Send people to us. That's right. Push your face together and make it look thinner, Abdu.
I am. My face looks so swollen. Damn tacos from last night.
Your pancake and chicken tacos.
That pancake.
All half of it.
I was doing so good. I was doing so good on my diet until
I was sitting down looking at the screen. This is ridiculous. Oh, man. So, yeah, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Give us a follow. The more that you do, the more it drives this out to other people. So we've really, really enjoyed. We'll talk a little bit about this, but about broadening some of the people that listen to us through a couple different ways, and we've kind of been excited about that. So yeah, but hit like, hit subscribe, and then also we want to advertise for those people that we know support us and have done a great job for us. And so 2 quick plugs. Anything printing you need, I don't remember the phone number, but Abdu, our boy, will absolutely remember the phone number.
No.
Anything print-wise, logo-wise, anything you need, Chicagoland Print, hit them up. Is it chicagolandprint.com?
It is chicagolandprint.
chicagolandprint.com. Hit those guys up, or those guys and girls, for your logos, unless you want it done in a super rapid turnaround because you need something very, very specific. In that case, find another job. And also,
let me get the phone number out really quick.
Get the phone number. Here's the phone number.
630-233-7276.
Shout out Chicagoland Print customer service for telling people, hey, calm the heck down with your pushy self, expecting answers in 45 minutes or less.
That's right, Felix.
Relax.
Felix the cat.
That's right.
Jinx.
Also, you guys know who they are. We Abdu plugged them ad nauseum on the podcast broadcast. If you don't know who these guys are at this point, then you probably never even listened to our podcast. So if that's the case, welcome in. But go visit our friends at B&R Sports for anything hockey you need. Pete Rossi, our good friend, has been skating. He must be skating like marathons in his skates, because I swear he's busted like 3 sets of laces on his poor skates in the last, 2 months. So we're going to send Pete to go get a box full of laces from our guys at B&R Sports, so he doesn't have to keep borrowing all of our laces out of our bags that are leftovers.
He's yanking on his laces.
Dude,
like it's his crank. He's just
tears them off. Sheesh, my guy, relax. So, yeah, you need whatever equipment you need. Skates, helmet, gloves, shin guards, elbow pads, shoulder pads, pants. You need a new jock, whatever. B&R Sports has got you covered. I think I had to order another visor from them because I got a new helmet for the new team, and ordered the visor on a Saturday evening, I think. It shipped out first thing Monday, was on my doorstep Thursday afternoon. So super quick ship time from those guys. Big shout out to John, big shout out to Shane, all the other guys and girls working at B&R Sports. Hit them up. If you need jerseys, I know all our guys in our league are getting ready to do a reorder of stuff as we've reshuffled some teams in our league. We've got guys that are super interested about. They've seen the jerseys. They've seen how good they look. They love the fits on all the boys here. Think they look really good. All of our milkshake has brought these boys to the yard, and now they are headed up to B&R Sports, and they're going to be ordering their own set of jerseys. I knew you were going to like that one. And so they're going to get their own custom jerseys. We've talked to 2 or 3 different teams already that are really excited about that. So hit those guys up, all right? brsport.com. Give them a look. Look them up. Get your stuff from them. Don't waste your time going to these other big box hockey shops. Use our boys at B&R Sports. So, my man, how you been? It's been a busy week. It's been a busy 2 weeks. Yeah. You got sucked into some admin duty and responsibility there.
I did. And you know what? I even told somebody I was handing out jerseys, and you had Dwight and Ponton there as they're just, talking
Hanging
about.
out.
I go, why am I handing out jerseys? Why am I handing out jerseys? Give me $5 to pay for the parking that I'm doing just to do this.
I told you parking the employees parking.
I got sucked into doing admin duty.
You're gonna have to change the intro, because in this friendship, I'm not the only friend that will do anything for his friends and family, because that you handing out jerseys is a part of you and I being really good friends.
No, it's me being your bitch. It's just me being
That's all right. Bitch. I mean, that's one way to say it, but I was just going to say good friends. So no, you knew what was going on. You knew what all we had to do, and so you got there early. You're excited about the season started, just like everybody else was.
I was, and I was like, hey, 8:00 game on a Thursday. I'm going to be home by 10 o'clock. I can watch Jersey Shore, fall asleep. Dude, it was like midnight? 12:30. Like, I'm so happy you play back-to-back games on Tuesday. You can't suck me into that. Like, while I'm still getting undressed, you're going to be on the ice, and that's like, I feel like I have to do an Irish goodbye at that point and just leave the locker room and not say anything to you. Like, hold on, dude.
Given how I played in our last game, I might appreciate you doing an Irish goodbye and not watching me look like a moron in A-League. That's going to be, oh, man. Yeah. So
I don't know, man. It's been crazy. It all started with the podcast broadcast those 2 days, and then it was like, boom, hockey season's here. It's like it's almost like Christmas. Like, it's I can't wait for Christmas to start. I can't wait for Christmas to start. And then those 1-2 weeks, it's like Christmas is over with, and it's here. So
thankfully, this lasts a little longer than 1 or 2 weeks.
That's great. That's great. The fans are gonna love that.
It was awful.
The fans are gonna love that.
It's currently 9:30 our time, and I've been at the rink for most of the day on a Friday, mind you, because my littlest guy Aiden is playing in his first true hockey tournament. I'm not going to discuss the scores because they're not good, but
they needed an abacus for the scoreboard. Just
yeah, it was rough. Yeah, the scorekeeper ran out of fingers and toes, and it wasn't because we were scoring. So yeah, but so it's been a long day. It's been a long week. Like I said, league started. Somehow somebody wrote me into playing into a couple of extra leagues that I had only intended in playing in one. So now I'm at the rink 3 to 4 times a week instead of just 1 to 2 times a week. So my wife is super thrilled about all of this. I don't have the huevos to be like, hey, you promised Abdu that this was okay. So
it was the flowers.
I'll just
the
have
flowers
to grin
that
and
did
bear
it.
it.
Just get her more flowers.
No, it's, you know what it's like? It was like you cornered her in the car. How could she say no in the car, right?
Right.
And so this is like when your mom tells you no and you go find your dad and you're like, hey, Dad,
Just
can I
like
go do such and such? And Dad's
Ainsley
like, yeah,
did.
sure, why not?
Just like Ainsley did to Cooch.
Ainsley.
Mom said I can't go out with my friends
Can I go out with them?
Yeah, can I? Well, why did Mom say no? I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
So,
that sums it up.
Yeah, so let's backtrack even a little farther than that. So back when we went to, it wasn't Nashville, it was
Atlanta.
So we made it to Atlanta. Our good friend, Mr. Zachary, the Equipment Encyclopedia Berlin, put us on to some custom sticks that I'm going to forget the website for, so I'm going to lean on you for that.
Pro Stock Hockey Sticks. Yeah, it's not Pro Stock Hockey that everyone has heard of. It's right. Pro Stock Hockey Sticks.
There you go. And so they are, as advertised, one-off custom sticks. They are built just like your high-end Bauer or CCM stick. They're built, I think, in the same factories. This particular company just kind of has what they've done that's really, really unique is they've saved a lot of blade pattern molds. And so they, I think, Berlin, I'm sure will comment on this video at some point and correct all of the things that I'm about to say that are incorrect. So Berlin, this is your preemptive shout out. Just do what you do since you are, again,
you want me to get him on the phone?
No, since you are as advertised, it's 9:30. I don't want to wake him up. Since he is as advertised, the Equipment Encyclopedia. Again, remember, I asked him, hey, I'm not sure what curve I want. What is I need to, he says, hang on, I'll send you a picture. And he legitimately goes and takes pictures of 4 different sticks in his garage that he has the curves I'm looking at. So I thought, man, this is incredible. This guy has a pro shop at his house. I think he does. And I even actually have half of his equipment and 2 of his sticks currently sitting in my garage. So he's down one, or he just made space to buy more. I'm not really sure which one. But they are one-off custom sticks made in the same Bauer CCM factories. This company just has bought these like older, out-of-stock blade patterns. They still have access to all the current ones, so no matter what you use, if you're a P88 guy, you're a PM9 guy, P91, whatever, they have those patterns, but they also have some unique ones that maybe when you were a kid, you say, hey, I missed this curve. I used to have it. I loved it. They still have them. So, and for a really, really good deal, I think we would all argue that these are high-end sticks. So I have a high-end Warrior covert stick that I bought last season. That's, I don't even remember the cost of them outright. I have a good friend that helped me out in getting one, and but let's call them north of $300 sticks. Is that probably fair?
Oh yeah, it's
the Warrior stick.
Warrior sticks, so, CCMs, and Bowers are now like almost $360.
Well, Bowers are ridiculous. Bowers has some sticks that are well north of $400. So, but let's just call them a $320 to $350 stick, right? And so we were able to get these sticks for under 200. Went in and actually it originated as a way to try to get our good buddy and kind of he's not the brainchild, but he's definitely the one that's kind of pushed the issue on some of this stuff as far as the tournament stuff goes, Rob Cooch.
Yeah.
And so as soon as we kind of floated some of these ideas, he took off with them, wanted to use it as marketing campaigns for his brand of drinks, Zeros, which you've heard us talk about. He, sponsors a couple of teams here locally, but also got a good group of us together that are all friends. We traveled 2 or 3 times this summer to play hockey, and so we wanted to do something good, a kind gesture back to Rob for everything he's done for us. So Abdu came up with the idea of trying to get him a custom stick. Rob is a veteran, huge fan of the red, white, and blue color scheme. Both of his businesses use that color scheme, and so found this Pro Stock hockey sticks through Berlin. got Rob a couple of sticks and found out that if we ordered a few more, we would get a little bit better deal. And so ended up about 10 of us, I think, right? Ordered sticks, something like that. 8 to 10 of us or so. Maybe it was 6 to 8 of us. Something.
Well, it's a $10,
10 stick order.
10
yeah,
sticks,
minimum.
but we actually had to do like 2 separate orders because we had over 10.
Had like 13 or something.
Yeah.
So there was probably anywhere from 6 to 10 of us that ordered sticks. I ordered one. I regret my blade choice, but it was mostly because of the lie. And so, but as far as like a stick review goes, I loved the stick. It is just as light. It's got just as good a feel as my Warrior. And I paid maybe not half the price, but almost half the price of what I would have paid for my Warrior. So it's a really, really, really good stick.
You paid under 210. That's a fair statement.
Well, I said sub 200 sticks.
Yeah.
And so they're for what they are, it's an incredible deal. Now, again, if you say, hey, 150 is my max, I'm maxing out, I don't want to pay much over that, then you're going to probably just end up with, a $150 stick, regardless of whether you get a, there's a roach crawling. There's a roach that just went crawling next to my leg. I'm sorry. You're going to end up with a lower model stick anyways. But if you're willing to creep over that a little bit, you can get your hands on one of these basically full custom sticks. You can customize your colors. My stick is in the other room, but I did a white, purple, and green colorway just because I kind of, you get lost in the computer playing with them for hours. And so you can do anything you want to with colors. A couple of the guys did like carbon colors. So Pac did like an all carbon stick that's got a very...
like this blue, like a shirt, like color my shirt.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And then Grant did another one. He's another one that did a carbon color. And it's like I can't remember the name. It was like a Chardonnay color, but it was like a red color.
Champagne.
It was like a champagne.
Red,
It was like a deep burgundy color is what it was. And so
I have a video of him taking a video of his stick in the locker room. If you guys want to see it,
send Abdu a message. He'll shoot you the pictures of the stick. It's
just
really
wait
good.
for the end.
He's also got a sticks. Andy, our good friend Andy Ponton, did a couple of sticks. Andy
not
had to
one
be
person
educated
said,
a little bit.
Yeah, not
on what the sticks were as he got them and got really confused is why the end of his stick looked like a
broom handle.
And so again, the Equipment Encyclopedia one, Mr. Zach Berlin pointed out, it's what you ordered. You ordered a Pavelski. That's what his sticks look like. Just talked with Andy this past week, said he just started using his sticks, even though he had them in Atlanta. He had a couple other sticks he was using until they wore out or broke. So he just started using his pro stock hockey sticks and loves them, absolutely loves them, says they're way nicer than what he was purchasing through Warrior at the time. And so I think everyone's loved them. Grant came to me and told me he wants to reorder some. He loves those sticks. I know Rob really wants to get some more. He loves his. So Pete wants to get another one. Pete had one. And so everybody, I think, that had their hands on one really likes them. Berlin's probably already bought 4 to 10 more and just has them sitting at the house, and Berlin wants to get some more. And so, yeah, they're really, really good. So if you guys are interested in a good high-end stick, but really more for like a middle line price line, reach out to us. We're going to try to do a group order here soon. We don't mind trying to help you guys out because if you do order it as a bulk, you do get a little bit better deal. If you try to go directly through them, you get a little less customized options, so you can't play around with the colors quite as much, and you're going to pay a little bit more of a premium for the sticks. But again, well worth it. Really, really good sticks.
Not
Everybody that's got one is loving
bad
them.
review. Everybody. I did not get the order. I was a little leery, and I said this before, and I said this to everyone. I mean, Zach's like Alex Ovechkin uses a few. A lot of the pros use them, and I'm like, okay, that could be a selling gimmick. I don't want to spend, we'll just say $200, maybe less than that, on a stick, and then it just snaps during warm up. So I was using you. I was waiting for you guys to be a Gophers to see, but then I was so upset that I didn't hop on. I really wish I did. Everybody loved their sticks. Everybody loved them, and minus you, but that's just because.
But that was my fault,
right?
Yeah,
kind of like a draft, but everyone has good things to say about it, so I'm gonna hop on board with this one. And
I think I want to. I'd like to reorder. I'm beginning to look a little like Berlin because I have 3 Warrior sticks in my garage, and I have a custom stick currently. So I'm probably just going to reorder a singular custom stick and not look like Berlin's garage where I have 42 sticks. in there. But yeah, I want to order one and get the correct curve. So if anybody wants to try one, maybe at a discount, and you are right-handed, let me know. I got a stick I may sell you. Because
I told you I would use it. I would buy it from you, but I don't like that curve.
I know it's the curve. It's a little bit of a wonky curve. And that's the whole problem. It's really more the lie. The curve doesn't bother me. It's the lie that bothers me. It's like the heel drags and the toes just standing straight up in the air.
Yeah,
Not good. Not good. So, but my fault, nobody else's. And it is what it is. That's okay. So that's what I get for trying something a little different there. So yeah. So sticks went really well. Super excited about those. Reach out to us. Obviously, you can go to their site on your own if you want to do stuff. But like I said, you get more options when you go into a bulk order. And then we can order, if I want an all black stick, if Abdu wants an all white stick, if Andy wants a pink stick, if Pack wants another Power Ranger blue stick, like you can order all your own, each individual sticks. They still treat it as one big bulk order.
Yep.
And so, so reach out to us.
If you like a mid kick, high kick point, the stick is completely one of a kind to your custom. So that's, and the colors, I just like the colors when and you can put a logo on it and stuff. So I'm
with some limitations, but you can put your logo on it.
Yeah.
Apparently you can't put anything you want to. We're going to try that again, but we're going to actually get it drawn as a cartoon. It sounds like
we'll do a screenshot of one of my videos and see if he puts the logo on that.
That might not be a good idea. So I won't do that at all. Shout out Zachary Sprints and the Bicycle Pump. We're really glad that you started with your first experience and immediately exited your first experience.
Caught me off guard. It really caught me off guard. But hey, guys, let's do a team huddle and let me tell you about it. Omaha. Come on, guys. Group huddle. Let me tell you about it. So I walk into the locker room and Sprints, Omaha. I even said before the teams were even made, welcome
Sprints
to the Zeros 40 plus. Welcome to the 40 plus. What happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. Oh, you got it, Captain. You got it. Hey, guys, check this out.
Let me tell you this story about our locker room. Sprints, knock it off.
The first thing that came to mind is just Peyton Manning, Omaha. Guys. And then he stopped. So he stopped in his sentence. He's like, well, okay.
And then everybody got really awkward.
They're like, what? We just walked. Funny. We just walked away.
All right, guys, got to go. See you later.
And then, he probably told him as soon as he walked, look, what was that all about?
I don't know, but let me finish telling you the story. Oh man, that's too good. So, oh gosh, that was so good. Yeah, so we did the Atlanta trip. We talked about that. We did the sticks. We obviously just shared with those a little bit. Like I said, reach out if you got any other questions on those. And then, again, if you guys are fans of ours, you've been following us a little bit, and you know that we really enjoy doing this. We enjoy the laughs and having a good time. We enjoy having on guests. And chat with you guys and our good friend who we've mentioned multiple times on here, Pete Rossi, who is, among many other things, the head coach of the Georgia Southern men's club hockey team, reached out to us probably 2 to 3 weeks before they had their very first home game, which was that 2 weeks ago?
It seems so long ago. Yeah. It seems.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. And so, I think it was 2 weeks ago. It wasn't last weekend, but it was the weekend before.
Yeah.
So, but he reached out to us a few weeks before that and said, "Hey guys, look, I'm going to get some recording equipment." He was able to obtain some recording equipment and some live stream equipment. He said, "You guys already kind of know how to do the whole on-screen thing." He said, "Would you guys want to do like a live broadcast of the Georgia Southern men's hockey games that they have their first home games?" And we said, would we? Of course we would want to. So pretty fun experience with the, as Abdu has called it, podcast broadcast. So we did not broadcast it from an official GSU YouTube page or anything like that, but we did in fact broadcast it from our podcast YouTube page. Had a lot of viewers from both teams, which I tried to explain to Abdu meant we needed to be somewhat impartial with how we called it. Abdu did not quite as a blind squirrel did not quite get the memo. And so, unfortunately, when he was left alone, because I had a prior obligation.
Game two.
Yeah. So game one was fine for the most part. Other than what was hilarious to me, and I kept telling you, I was like, hey, you don't have to engage with every single person that comments. And also, can you stop plugging BNR like every 45 seconds? I think it was just nervous energy. You didn't know what to say. And so we were like, yeah, that was a really good shot or a really good rush. Yeah, hey, if you need jerseys, go to our guys at BNR Sports. I was like, what are you doing?
I also plugged our social media.
You did. Hey guys, give us a like and follow. Not sure if you can see us because we're not on screen, but it's on the game.
If you guys want, it's still on our YouTube page.
It is
on our go to the live tab. Both 100%. Games are.
They were playing music there, so it's gotten like throttled down in certain markets because the music was clearly audible. But yeah, I can still see it. You can still see it.
Yeah.
So,
but you told me, dude, you gotta stop yawning on this.
I can't.
I'm just as tired as you are, but
it's nothing I can do about it.
But yeah, you told me, hey, look, a while like before we started doing this, like, hey, look, you got to be somewhat professional, because we're representing GSU. So you had it in my head. That's another thing. Like, I think that was another thing that's why I was just doing the plug, because I can't do my my candid one-liners because I was just like. You got in my head, and then we walked to Zunzi's afterwards, and you're like, "Oh, that was my fault, Jeremy. I'm sorry. You can't do this."
Why are you making me sound like Doug Scott there?
What's up, bud?
Why was my fault, buddy? I didn't mean to do that, bud.
Well, I was trying not to yawn on the podcast as I was talking. So,
fair enough.
But yeah, like I want you. Like, if there's a big hit, just. Give your energy, Abdu. Do your energy.
Yeah.
And then game two, I brought my energy.
Yep.
And a lot of my, what did Kelly say it? I won't say it. Never mind.
What was it? I don't even remember.
Honey. My blank honey. I brought all of my energy along with my blank honey's energy. So,
your playlist energy.
Yes.
Your playlist energy.
Yes. So
you did when the other team scored their first goal, your energy was clearly apparent. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut. And I was at an event listening and watching on my phone, and I immediately texted you and said,
me. I needed to get it.
No, you can't say that. I was like, the other team's parents are watching, and you're calling them blind squirrels. What are you doing?
You called me, and I had to do my, Lee Corso moment. Hey, guys, I'm really sorry. I had to apologize. I'm like, I had to do my Lee Corso. I apologize.
We had people.
Or on live air kind of moment.
We had people, and I think I figured out because I started digging into what was going on because, like I said, you were broadcasting, but I had people coming in, or I was seeing people coming into the comments of that second broadcast that I figured out, I believe, were college students, and man, they were ripping like, maybe you guys should just stick to podcast, get off the stream stuff.
Oh, I was like, we have trolls. We made it. We have trolls. Dude. We made it.
I knew we were going to have problems. So I do all the technical stuff behind everything we do. So all of the setup stuff, like I bought all my setup first, got it all set up, explained to you what all it was. You went out and kind of followed suit and got a lot of the same things and all because we knew it worked, right? And so I'm the one that did a lot of the research and talked with you about the platforms that we're using and things like that, how they upload. And again, I've screwed a lot of it up. But I've been the one that's been doing ton of the trial and error stuff with it, trying to get it all figured out, right? And so we were trying to do a broadcast together. So we tried a different system and a little bit different way to do things. And of course, as I was afraid, it blew up in my face. It didn't work. So we modified, we adapted and we overcame. We made it work and all. But that meant with the second day when I couldn't make it, basically I sent all of the equipment back into town with you and got you there. Actually, I sent it back in town with Pac. And had to get on the phone basically and talk you through how to make sure everything was set up properly and walked you through a couple of trial runs and making sure I could see everything. And so got you up and running And as soon as you were up and running, of course, I jumped on just to make sure. I knew the game hadn't started yet, but I was like, I'm going to jump on just to make sure that like everything looks good. Because if it doesn't, I want to be able to call you and be like, hey, this is wrong,
Right.
or you're having an issue here, right? So I get the thing comes up, it comes on, and almost instantly I realize like, hey, this is going to be a little bit of an unhinged podcast broadcast, because as soon as the camera comes up and we hear you talking a little bit, it's only maybe 60 seconds before I hear we've already got a guest on. And I thought, wait a minute, who in the world does he have as a guest on? The lovely Lindsey Sprents spins the camera around to show our good friend Josh Packard is standing next to you. Now, if you guys have watched us and followed us, you know that probably our most off-color podcast involved our good buddies Josh Packard and Grant Dye. Very good friends of ours, both hilarious guys, both really, really just funny guys to be around and hang out with. Yeah, again,
locker room people.
Love to cut up and joke around and things like that. Love the playlist, right? And so immediately Abdu goes right into, hey, so I know Grant's leg's pretty hurt and sore, and I'm thinking, come on, are we really going there instantaneously? You proceed to ask Packard if he had to massage Grant's inner thigh out because it was hurting so bad. And if he did, our audience and fans really want to know if he just spit on it or if he used his hands dry. To which Packard replies, we raw dogged it. And I thought, guys, seriously, what are you doing here? Like the podcast broadcast yesterday had people from the other team on. What the heck are we doing? And then the piece de resistance of that whole interview is finished. You grab Packard's hand and you kiss the back of his hand as he walks away.
Godfather.
And I thought, what are you doing? So, yeah, I can't leave you alone.
Well, you even said,
anywhere.
Did you just ask an assistant coach if he spits on it? And I go, yep. And you go, you're a man that can't be trusted alone. And
No,
I go,
you are not.
Thank you. I said,
No,
thanks.
you are not.
Holy
crap. Yeah, it was. Oh, man. And so you got a big assist from Zach Sprents. Our buddy Jeff Long hopped on. Jeff was on the first podcast broadcast as well. Definitely a man with a voice for the radio, and a face and a body that probably needs to stay off camera, but silky smooth voice on the radio. And so he did a good. They both Jeff
I
and
like
Zach
having him.
did a really good job.
I like having Jeff on camera because as long as we're fat shaming Abdu's face, on the podcast,
it's less comments about your neck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was just.
How about this? Will be a first shout out on here.
Jim,
This will be a first ever shout out on this podcast. He did get a shout out on the podcast broadcast though, although it was probably not the shout out he was hoping for, but I know he went back and listened to it because when he walked in the locker room yesterday, he said something about, hey, Holland, are these moves today going to be slow enough for you? And I said, all right, you listened to the broadcast, didn't you there, big boy? So our boy, Bradley, the Walrus Willman,
slow motion. The juvenile song, slow motion. He busted my chops about it too. He was like, "Hey Abdu, I know my stick handling is as slow as I walk, or as slow as I skate." And I go, "Yeah." Like, you said it on the podcast, and I go, "Okay, and." Oh no! And he goes, "Yeah, my parents said it too." He said something that his parents mentioned about like, "Man, you're moving really slow out there."
I feel better about it now. At least it's not. See, Willman, we're with your family. We want you to do better.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was funny. And that was me. That wasn't even you that said it.
Yeah. I get the heat for that too. It's just.
No, I got heat for it when he walked in the locker room yesterday. Oh, he came right over to me and I said, Willman, I don't know that I'll see you. I'll be skating too fast unless I'm passing you. Then I might see how slow your hands and
remember
feet and things are moving.
They had those sunglasses with the little mirrors on the side so you could see behind you. That's what you need for Wilmot. Like, hey, I can't see you, but as long as you're behind me, I'll have the little reflectors.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yes, I do. There's
We'll
the
get you.
like
We'll
the
get you
helmet,
those. We'll
the
get you
helmet
those
with the mirrors.
yeah, we'll get you those for the visor.
If
For
you
your
can
little,
get some like sticky ones so they look like antennas, I'll have them on the backside. I'll wear them. I'll wear them for a full game. I will. I'll wear them for the whole season if you want me to. I'll do it. You find them and I'll stick them on there.
all right.
Team issued helmet.
Yeah. So,
Good fun podcast broadcast.
yeah, and that's where we
I had a
found
blast.
out. Day two, a lady came up to us and said, "Thank you guys for doing this because my husband can watch the game, watch my son play. Thank you so much. You guys are doing good. By the way, he's listening to your podcast too, and he really thinks it's funny. And like, oh, thank you. Where is he? He's in Israel, worldwide." Worldwide. So that was really cool. And I was thinking, we are worldwide because we have someone listening in Colombia too. Shout out Corey.
Is he's streaming the podcast, isn't he?
Yeah,
Or not
he is.
streaming it right now, but he's listening to it on record.
He's listening. Yeah.
Oh, and he watched the.
He did the
He
podcast
did
broadcast.
because he was ready to fist fight guys that weren't even in the
Yes,
same
he
country as him who were trolling us. I had to. He messaged me. He was like, "What's these guys' problems?" I was like, "Well, I'm not there, and I'm having to try to also manage Abdu while not being there, so that he doesn't say stupid things over and over and ruin our platform." But I said, I think these are college kids. We probably just need to ignore them. Corey's like, "Well, I'm ready to fight him," and I'm like, "All right, well, relax, Corey. You can't
Corey's
fight
like,
him.
I'm
You're not
gonna
even in."
send a drone to their place. I can do that from here.
Hey, Holland, figure out their address and text it to me. No, Corey, no. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was really neat. You were super excited. I was a little bummed that I didn't get to have that interaction with somebody, but that was really cool for you to get to have somebody come up to you and be like, "Hey, we love, enjoy what you guys did. My husband gets to watch. You guys are funny. You're doing a good job. All that stuff. That's really, really nice." Considering it was our first time, and
Yeah.
like I said, it was an
Shout out to
amateur
you
hour.
too, because you did such a good job at the play-by-play stuff. Like, you're really good at it for a virgin. It's just really good. You got the players' names. You did your homework, and again, you did what?
Virgin, it's a virgin.
What's your first time?
Yeah, virgin podcast.
I thought you did good. So
I'm gonna have to go back and rename our first podcast from pilot to Virgin Podcast. It's our first time.
the Virgin Sturgeon.
Now we're gonna get on and be like, "What's your body count?" I mean, for podcast. What's your podcast body count?
We can talk about guests. We've had like 40 guests. So, half of them I've seen their units in the locker room, anyways.
I can use it for both body counts. Oh man.
So yeah, and then
yeah, that was neat. And again, that was really cool for me to hear too. I grew up playing in the exact same division quite a few years ago. And my parents were never able to make any games that I played in because I lived up in Athens and we were playing in that area, in the Atlanta area. I had two younger brothers, so my parents weren't traveling up to watch games during season. And so we traveled down to Savannah only a couple of times, and they never really got to see that. They were here, but I was buried on a depth chart, and so didn't get a ton of playing time. And so I got a lot more playing time in season at smaller games when we were back home. And so, or back in Athens in the Atlanta area. And so it would have been really neat, probably for my parents, to be able to, have some sort of a live stream or even recorded thing, be able to sit and watch. So it was really, really nice to be able to see. I poked my head into the locker room actually between the first and second period, or the second and third period of the first game that we were both calling. And I had two or three players and Pete basically say like, "Hey, I've gotten a text from my mom," or Pete said he had gotten a couple messages from players' parents that were like, "Hey, we're watching the live stream. This is really cool. Thanks so much. Appreciate you guys doing that and all." And they were very complimentary too. So it was just really neat that we could do that for those guys and give some of those parents the ability to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, and good job GSU for first home game, first two home games with the W, and
Big win, yeah.
shorthanded.
Big
like more than the entire game.
Or
as the first one.
or as our mathematically challenged friend Jeff Long would say, a 2-0 start to the season,
undefeated.
Except for
we're not counting the first game.
Except for that minor loss they suffered when they traveled to Athens to start the season.
Oh, Jeffrey.
I was listening to that and I was like, crap, now I got to correct Jeff, not just Dad doing the broadcast. What the heck?
Well, I told him that, he's like, really? They play? They played before this? Yeah, Jeff. Diehard fan, right? Diehard fan.
We're going to try to give Jeff some opportunities to, we have all the equipment still, and we kind of cleared it with Pete to be able to use it a little bit for some rec league things. So we're going to try to get Jeff involved, let him do some recording and even maybe some calling of some games that we're playing in, just to kind of give him a chance to do that. So, yeah, that should be good and fun.
Yeah, so
if he can get involved doing that, that'd be cool.
After the podcast broadcast season, just for us, the men's league, just really happened fast. We did the evals, which yours truly, your bitch, was helping out pass out jerseys.
Don't mumble it. Go ahead and say it loud and proud if you're going to call yourself by your league, by your government name.
Your bitch honey. That's what we'll just say. Your bitch honey was doing all the work for Dwight. There you go, Sprints. There's your new team name. It's not TBH. Or TBD. TBD. So, and you're welcome for those logos too. Which, by the way, I had a meeting and I sent those logos to the person that I had a meeting for today.
The one you missed.
Yeah, the one I totally forgot about.
This is a sample. This is a sample of what we can do for you.
They said, I would love to see some of your samples of logos that you did. No. And I was like, okay, I'm going to send you some stuff that's probably, very immature, this and that. And then they go, all right, that's fine. That's fine. And I go, no, I'm really serious. No, I want to see all the work that you've done this week. And I could have easily said, okay, not say like, hey, look, I didn't do anything, but I was upfront and honest because I lied yesterday just to save $5 in the parking lot. So I felt really guilty about that, where I even had to call you. Usually I call my friend Brian Kowalski, but he never answers the calls because he's so busy. I go, Holland, I have a $5 confession. Over at the evals, I had to go to evals twice, and then I had to go to a game, and that's $15 in parking, and on top of like a 40-minute drive. So, and I'm doing all this work for free. I'm not even on payroll, so I don't even get to park in the employee parking yet. I did it once. I did it for the second game, but I'm like, hey, look. I'm just here for the hockey game. I'm not here for the concert. And the guy goes, well, sorry, you still have to pay. And I go, dude, it's $5, fine. I said, but I'm a coach. And he goes, oh, yeah, I let coaches in all the time. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then I'm like, man, great. So it's just to save $5.
So to make you feel a little better, I thought about this some more. Technically, you are functioning as an assistant coach for the Georgia Southern / Wagons hockey team, as you have been added into their group chat.
Here's proof. Here's proof I'm part of the team.
We're good. We're all good. Pete and I had a lengthy discussion about how we both may have to throw away our Apple Watches because every time we get a message from you, if we flip our wrists over and it appears on the watch, we're like, and covering it and hiding it and all. So, yeah.
Why'd you make it sound like you're getting a dog leash shock? It doesn't, it's not that
what
painful.
It feels like. It's exactly what it feels like when these images appear on my watch.
Rossi can't give me heat. Rossi can't give me heat about that because I say, Cooch,
he said you got to change. He said you got to change the name of one or the picture for one of the group chats because every time it opens and he flips his watch, that picture shows up and he's like, "Crap."
Well, first of all, Cooch and Rossi give me the green light. So he goes like, I go, should I show Holland what we were talking about? Should I reenact it? And Rossi goes, yes. And then so That's when I
don't
send.
get consulted about any of this.
That's when I send it. So Rossi can't say like, yeah, it's Abdu shouldn't do that. Abdu do this, Abdu do that. No, Rossi said yes. So he's kind of like the enabler that pushes me to do it. And so hands up, like I didn't do anything.
Yeah. I didn't do that.
So yeah, then when we had evals, did anything exciting happen at evals? You know what it was? It was more of like a reunion. It was fun to see the Sprences. It was fun to see. That's it, really.
It was fun to realize that that when you invite people to come to an eval, that very few of them actually come, pay attention, and take it seriously.
Right, right.
Which is awesome because you spend a lot of effort trying to get people there.
It's also weird to see like who knows nothing about hockey and how to like eval or scout.
We also met a one-time listener. He was not a big fan of his cameo on the show, and he let you know that. And so a little rough, but we still love him.
It wasn't rough for me. I stood my ground. I was a little rattled because
you were
right there.
You
know what? You're right. I was rattled because I dreamt about it twice that night, and I was just so pissed off. I was like, damn it.
Do we want to go full in on it, or are we just going to kind of vaguely hint at it?
Well, I feel like
your
at this
call.
point,
You have the
I
green
want to
light.
go full in on it, but I'm not mentioning any names because
I mean, we don't have to use names. We can use
HCL.
Nicknames. Yeah, you can say the whole word, but you can use it.
The Hockey Camp Legend.
There you go.
HCL, Hockey Camp Legend. He's upgraded to the human pylon. You know, so what happened was he showed up at evals, and when you see people that you haven't seen all summer, you know, you're just like, hey, I fist bumped him. I go, what's up, my dude? And he goes, really? And I go, what? You don't want to fist?
His voice sounds like
it
that.
did. At that moment, it did. All right. He tried to get tough on me with his balls.
He went full Karen.
He tried to get tough on me with his trend sack. It just went like short on him, and he went high pitch on me. He's like, really? And I go, what? And he goes, the podcast. And I go, oh, thanks for listening, bud. And he goes, I didn't appreciate you, mentioning my wife and this and that. I said, hey, look, I just explained what happened. I didn't appreciate your wife taking videos of me. Well, it wasn't videos. It was a picture. And I go, oh, those last just as long, bud. And so we kind of got into it for that, just a little bit of back and forth.
But you guys hugged afterwards, right?
He wanted a hug. I tried to give him an open mouth kiss with tongue, and he backed off. So,
but what did it look like? Was it like a?
Oh no, it was.
Did it look like you were trying to lick him or what?
Well, he played. He went to hockey camp in like either Vermont or wherever there's mountains. That's what I just realized. So I was just trying to relive his Brokeback moment, and I pulled down my pants and I gave him an open mouth kiss, and he just was like, whatever. Abdu. He did turn around. I thought he was going to turn around, so it's like butt to face, but he turned around and just walked away. So it was just like a Brokeback shutdown is what it was.
So what you're saying is only one of you was willing.
He was such a tease, and he left me high and dry, and whatever. I get it.
Oh my gosh. Hockey Camp Legend, you're a good sport, sort of. We appreciate you letting us.
He's a great sport, but you just can't hop the boards in this sport. If there's a fight and you're on the bench, that's a rule. Man, that's a legit rule.
Hockey is for everyone. Some of us are a little more advanced in how long we've been playing and things. There's nothing wrong with being new and learning on the fly.
Hey, look, I'll be the first to say I skate just like he does now. I'm so beat up and.
Hey, and here's the other side. He can only go up from here.
What do you mean? I can go down?
Yeah, it's not. Although I will say, in the very first game, I think you had like I don't know how much pre-workout you did, or if you just had super testosterone flow or something, but you had multiple breaks up and down the ice where you were fastest I've ever seen you.
It could have just been it was in the 40-plus league, and everyone's
yeah,
slow.
but you still were moving fast.
I had a good sprint yesterday. I had one good sprint yesterday. I feel like
you had 5 or 6 of them in the 40-plus, though.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, like I said at the evals, I'm fast as fuck, boy, and I just messed up my hip after those injections right after that. But
thanks, Doc. Don't wait 24 to 48 hours. Forget that.
16.3. Look at me go.
6 hours later, Holland, watch this video.
You know what? I'm giving myself the nickname.
Doctor say?
I'm like a hamster in a wheel in a ball, or I'm a squirrel. I'm a rodent. Just Abdu the rodent.
Abdu the blind squirrel.
Yep.
Oh, man. So, shout out Hockey Camp Legend. It's nothing personal, buddy. We just like telling funny stories. We love you. So next time, open your mouth and reciprocate Abdu's kiss, I guess. I don't know. Or at least hug him.
Just open up your mouth, bitch.
Yeah. Wait, what? Was that the soft B again?
Maybe.
Okay. So, yeah. So evals went through, draft went through.
The draft.
Zero's draft was a little bit of a blunder. A couple of them were my fault. So we have a guy that plays roller hockey with us. That actually I grew up playing with his older brother. And he's not a bad player. I've played with him last season. Shut up. I played with him last season in roller, and he's not a bad player on roller. He's a pretty decent defenseman. And however, he hit the ice Thursday
night. That's it. Just leave it at that. He hit the ice.
He hit the ice. I mean,
there's a New Holland.
It was some straight up.
There's a New Holland.
It was some straight up Bambi on ice. It was rough. His ankles were touching the ice there more than the steel was. So between the referee that rolled out to referee 40 plus,
let's get to that.
And him, I don't know which one was worse. They were comical. Well, hang on, let's finish this draft stuff. So we took him a little higher than what we needed to because I assumed he was going to look way more similar to what he looked like on roller, and he in fact does not. And so he that was a little bit of a bust on the pick there. And then also again, I do a lot of the admin duties, and one of the roles I kind of helped take on this year was we were forming a new B League. So I worked directly with Dwight a lot to compress all of the signees into a spreadsheet, and then started organizing it into different divisions, which the system actually does that. But then I started putting the teams together based on teams from last year and set up the draft. Well, somehow, and I don't know exactly how I did this, but the system's not the greatest, and so it is the system's fault, but it's mine.
It's called the Holland system. Yeah. The sabotage the Zero system.
Shut up. I'm playing on the team. Why would I sabotage the team I'm playing with? So
cash. It's cash.
There's nobody paying me, I promise you. So
$5 lie. Parking lot lie. It's a parking lot.
I've got a deal with the parking attendant. I'll let you park anytime. Just make that other guy that came in here and always talks about naked men, make him suffer. Okay, whatever you say. Yeah, I accidentally put a guy back in the draft pool that I also had already rostered on another team.
So number 2 pick.
Yeah, no, he wasn't our number 2. He was number 3. He was our number 3 pick. So we drafted him, and then we were a week after the draft, I think.
1 week in group chat and everything like this.
We were group chats and everything, and I get a separate message from this guy. He says, "Hey, I'm a little confused. I've been added to 2 group chats. Can you please tell me which team I'm on?" So I had to go check my spreadsheets, and I realized my error at that point. And so, like I said, the system that we use doesn't auto-populate guys into a spreadsheet. We literally have to go grab the information, drag it out of that system, drop it into a spreadsheet, and then I use the spreadsheets from there to organize the teams and set up call lists and availability for captains and all that sort of stuff. And so just the spreadsheets make it easier for us to manage as admins and things like that. And so I entered his info in the spreadsheet twice is basically what happened. I don't know how I did it other than the system.
They were, both drafts picks just so happened to be defensemen too.
Yeah, and they were one of them disappeared and so that makes it a bust.
Yeah.
The other one can't stand on his feet, so that's a bit of a bust there too.
And again,
and then our other,
let's
reiterate,
this was all Holland's fault.
Those two were my fault. Yeah, 100%. So the next pick was all an Abdu pick, and he was adamant that the guy he was picking, I remember him. He was a good D. I remember him. And I told him to pass. There was a better player sitting there in the draft. I was like, pass on that guy. Get this other guy. Got vetoed. He picked the guy. The guy hits the ice and looks at me. He goes, all right, that's my pick. That's my bad. That was mine. That's
but he was a better. He was a better of the other pick.
Better. He is the better of the bust. Bam, obviously,
yes. And Cooch
better
even
than
said,
Bambi at the moment.
Abdu, I don't listen to me. That was a decent pick. I'm sorry. And Pack even vouched for me, but maybe he just had a solid
eval
skate. It was nerves. It was
my
nerves.
grade. My grade of him that I had in my sheet checks out with what I see on the ice. So I would have grabbed a different player, but neither here nor there. And then our last pick was, of course, done by the one and only Rob Cooch, and he grabbed Brad
slow
Willman.
motion.
Yeah,
slow motion for you.
We needed somebody to help. So we got Willman. So, yeah, B-League looked a little rough on Thursday night. There was some frustration between a few players.
I'll just say it like this.
It's okay.
Like, it's no hidden secret that I love Pete, but yes. After playing with him, and not a tournament mode, but an actual like beer league mode, he is, and I said this last night, I told you again today, I said it on the podcast, him and I were separated at birth. I firmly believe that. We have the same fruitiness, we have the same kind of aggression towards our own teammates on the bench when we suck. Which
apparently I was the brunt of that aggression from both of you on Thursday night. So screw the both of you.
I didn't get that heated about. I just wanted you to shoot the damn puck, Holland.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted you to shoot.
But there was a lot of yelling, and there was some very cold shoulder. There were some very cold shoulder moments when I came to the bench from you, and I was like, "You yelling at me? Well, I'm not yelling at anybody else, am I?" All right, Abdu, relax, guy.
Well, I even said when one of our picks, I go, "Hey, that's a great pick, Holland." You go, Abdu, if you could swear, if you allowed yourself to swear, I know the F-bomb would be there. But you're like, "Shut up!" You said, "Shut up, dude," and I was like, "Okay, all right." Like, you've never told me to shut up like that before. Like, sometimes like, "Oh, shut up," but you're like, "Shut." I heard the F word, and you're like, "Shut the fuck up, Abdu." And I stopped. I shut up after that. I didn't say anything. And then Rossi comes
clear,
in.
I didn't say the F word.
You didn't say the F word, but in my ears and the tone of your voice and the way you said it, I heard it. I actually felt it, and then I smelt it like mothballs, if you will. You and Cooch got this one, you know.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
So, and then Rossi he was getting frustrated too, and he goes, "Damn it, I'm about to lose my mind. Holland's going to piss me off if he just doesn't do something. Just go out there and do something." I'm not saying it verbatim, but yeah, I'm like, "I love you, Rossi. I love playing with you." And then after he's
clarify though, because there's two Hollands, because it's me and my brother playing, and you looked at Pete and were like, "Wait, which one?"
Oh yeah, you were out there. And I was like, "Yes." He's like, "Yes, Holland." I go, "Chris or Jeremy?" He goes, "Jeremy." But then after he said that, is when it was a 2-on-1, and the defenseman pinched towards him, and then he passes me the puck where I scored. But the whole thing I'm thinking is like, man, if I screw this one up, he's gonna hate every Jeremy on the team.
You got you got the butt pucker going. He was gonna have a vendetta against all the Hollands and all the Jeremys.
I had the butt pucker and a little Taco Bell seepage. I was so nervous that I was gonna mess it up. I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I love playing with, because again, he is a more intense version of me. Like, I yell at people on the bench.
Yeah.
But yeah, you even
that
said
game was frustrating though too.
For everybody.
It was really well, and then I mean, it was obvious to a lot of us. Like, I think it was so. Like you, me, and Pete, I think were the most frustrated. Like I don't get visibly and like vocally frustrated quite as much as you guys do. But I did fuss a little at the defensemen because they were making some really boneheaded decisions with the way
this is for our B team we're talking
for the B
about,
team,
right?
Yeah. So I say fuss at him. I didn't really fuss at him, but I did say like, hey guys, look, stop like firing the puck up the center of the rink. like, just chip it up the boards. Let us go fight for it on the boards or something. And I did say a couple times to the wingers, like, we got to get down low. Like, we've got to do our jobs and help the D out and all. And we were struggling. We were having a hard time getting out of our own zone, breaking out, if you will. And it was starting from our D. And the wingers and centermen were not doing much to help them. So I was a little frustrated with them, but not quite to the level of barking at people like you and Pete apparently were.
Yeah.
I never heard Pete say anything to me, but I definitely heard you say more than one thing, which was, again, a little comical. So,
yeah.
But, yeah. So we ended up winning that one, thankfully, but it wasn't a pretty win. That's for dang sure.
No, it wasn't. And then our 40-plus, I like our 40-plus team. I have a lot of confidence in those boys.
Yeah, it was fun. I was pleasantly surprised. Pete and I both felt like we were skating through quicksand, which for those of you who are apparently under the age of 40 and don't understand what that is.
What's up, Seymour?
And also will probably not listen to this podcast because you're our friend, but apparently not that good of a friend because apparently you don't listen to podcasts. So we'll make this a TikTok or an Instagram so you can grab the clip. You know who we're talking about, little sis. When we say that it feels like you're skating through quicksand, it means your feet feel like they're slow and they're sinking and you just can't get moving.
Oh, really? I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, no. Well,
really?
You and I apparently live under a rock, but Seymour, I guess, lives in a world of cultural saying unawareness. I don't even know how to criticize her on that one.
I don't know. It's probably
it's
all
a
that
normal phrase, Seymour. Don't make us feel like don't make us feel like old people when we say something like, "Oh yeah, I felt like I was moving through quicksand." What is that?
Dwight, why don't you send her an email?
That's so weird. Never heard that. Where you guys come up with that? Oh, we talked about it before we messaged you, Seymour. I'm gonna have to stop. She's gonna get mad when you clip this later.
She's gonna be like,
"Sorry, Cal. We really do love you. You look
where's
great.
My zero?
It's your
She'll
concert.
Be like, "Where's my zeros, Holland?"
That's my garage.
That's
in my garage. I'm sorry, they're in my garage still.
Well, at that point,
it's been a busy week. Okay, Kelly.
At that
relax.
point, she's gonna pour them out, and there's gonna be blue to them.
They're gonna be different colors. Hey, surprise!
So 40-plus team.
40-plus was a lot of fun.
I like that bunch. I have confidence in them.
How'd you feel about the referees in 40-plus?
Oh, they don't listen to the podcast. I think they absolutely sucked dick. They were horrible. They were god awful. Seriously.
It's pretty bad when the teams are both helping the referees make calls.
I had to explain to the guy. I had to explain to one referee what offsides was, and he came over to me and was like trying to, talking to me. I said, no. Anyways, long story short, yeah. Another yawn, Holland? My story's not exciting for you? Now you know how I feel when I talk to you. What did I say yesterday? Land the plane, Abdu. Land the plane, Holland. Stop talking. Land the plane. So, yeah, one guy, seriously, during warm-ups, no one's around him. No pucks around him, so he didn't stand on a puck. And just
hit a banana peel.
Like,
just hit a banana
Holland
peel.
Just did a Holland, and he
I've never fallen like that. I've always been some forward momentum and hit the ground.
If he had hockey sticks and hockey glove, yard sale. It would have been a yard sale. Man.
Lindsay came up to me post game and she was like, "I sure hope that guy goes home and like sits on a bag of ice." She said he's fallen on his tailbone 6 times in the first game alone.
He waited till the whole rink cleared and then he just got naked and laid on the ice before he could even sit in the car.
Down center ice.
Yeah, instead of an ice bath, he just took a unit freeze. Just laid there.
I don't know. Thanks for telling me.
So. And then usually when men's league referees are out there, they're from goal line to blue line. These guys were exchanging food recipes. They were probably
neutral ice only referees.
They were like, "Hey, look, is your cup bugging me? Because my cup is just, check out my junk." They were so close to each other. It was like, I think they met on Grindr. That's what happened. They met on Grindr. Like, hey, it's like, it wasn't even Grindr. It was like amateur referee dating site. It's like, hey, I'll meet you at this one. I'm working a game.
There's only 2 members of that site.
Yes.
Man.
The king of wet vax or whatever he was using the other day, just at the highest squeaking pitch and leaving it on
That was my favorite. Hey, man, if you're down here sharpening the skates, who's running the shop back upstairs? Oh, I am.
Right.
I'm multitasking.
It's like when you hear the vacuum cleaner, the vacuum goes vroom, vroom. Well, at this point, he's like, vroom, doesn't even move. The most annoying sound, sucking up water. Spikes. Hey, I'm just going to leave it on while I sharpen skates. So you got the sound of blades grinding and then the high pitch of a wet vac.
Of a shop vac running high speed, wide open.
But it is nice that he put his hand up for a whistle when the damn goalie has, like, it's like you said, I thought it was a penalty too. Like, who's the penalty on?
What did you call it a penalty on? It was just a shot on net. Maybe he was counting shots for the scorekeeper every time his hand went up. That's another shot. Oh.
I even said to him yesterday, you don't have to put your hand up when the goalie has the puck. Oh, okay. And then
he's like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands.
He even, like, of all people to ask, and this is a true story. Hey, Abdu, how'd you think the refs were on Monday night? And I go, Spikes, do you want a real answer? I go, honestly, Spikes, they should have put you with like a senior ref, because that was just horrible. And he goes, yeah, you're right, kind of thing. It's like, dude. So, and then he's like, we're still learning. And I go, I get that. And I support that part. I support that. But
I'm just glad they were learning in 40 plus.
And then
because if they were learning in any other league, it would have been really, really, really bad.
Well, I think, like you said, any other league with a little bit more competition, players will get super frustrated with stuff like that.
So much is going to get missed. And so, I mean, even
the penalties, I kept on yelling.
Missed.
Yeah, the penalties. I'm like, dude, I pulled them aside. I said, my guys are not falling on their own, except for number 15.
Except for Will.
Except for number 15. Except for Holland.
Shut up. I haven't fallen in 3 games. Leave me alone.
And speaking of, can we just say, with the Gay List playlist, we are undefeated still.
Yeah.
That
3 games in Atlanta. Well, what are we going to do when we do get defeated? Is it going to get burned?
Oh no, you just change the mood up and then you go right back to it. Or we play. You know what we do? We go to Grant's playlist.
Oh gosh.
Yes,
no.
his
the violent Gay List playlist.
Morbid the BDSM
violent. The violent playlist.
Balls with
we're good.
On
we're good.
And
we're good.
Chains that are on fire, ball gags with like kerosene fire. Yeah.
We're good. We got it. The violent playlist. I got it.
But
yeah, those two.
And I heard him across the locker room. He's like, what the? Oh, sorry. All right. He goes, what the hell is this music?
Who said that?
Are you?
I'm here, but you just went super pixelated. I don't know if you completely froze up. Oh, no.
All right. Anyway, he's like, Fair was just like, what the crap?
You there, my guy? I can see you, but you are frozen. Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing some technical difficulties. Our good friend, Mr. Jeremy Abdu, has seemingly lost a little bit of his old internet connectivo. So he will be back here momentarily, as I think he's trying to sort some things out. Sorry about all of this. Yes. So as he was attempting to say, we do have a very, very unique and special playlist for our locker room that not necessarily everyone sees as good pregame music. You kind of got to have a select taste for that. So, and welcome back to the stage.
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Abdu.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it went crazy. So I was just filling in our audience as I filled a little bit of air there. While you were freezing up, while you were, I think, trying to tell us about people outside of so there's a certain group. So our travel group of guys are all in on the Gay List playlist and all of the music that is involved with it. And so we enjoy listening to it and whatever else pregame and having a good time cutting
It's good vibe music, like Lady Gaga. It's
go.
Raining Men.
Gaga, brother, get it right.
Or your favorite. I listened to your favorite song again last night. The one like, hey Jeremy, you might want to turn it off.
My kid came walking in the locker room. Yeah. Hey, Dad. No. Get out of the locker room, son. You cannot come in here right now. Do not come in here.
I thought you said no just because he wasn't allowed in the men's locker room. I didn't know it was because of the music.
Absolutely not. Yeah, that song is borderline Grant's violent music. So you were saying there were people that, and
Fair.
There you go.
Fair was like, what the crap is this music? And I go, Fair, it's the Gay List playlist, like it's great. And at the time, I think it was like I don't know, Backstreet Boys or something playing. Like, but look, if I'm a new guy,
Baby Shark, I think Baby Shark.
Oh yeah, the Baby Shark was there. But listen, if I'm a new guy on the team and I'm coming into a locker room that's playing like Baby Shark and there's just guys, jamming to it, I would. Well, me being the way I am, I would fit in, but like
you'd be like, my people.
I'm like, who's got the best pump here? Show me, And they went out. But
which room is the room without pants? That's the room I want to go to. Just point me to the room without pants.
I know someone that's going to turn around really quick. Omaha. But like if you are like an older guy, corporate world kind of guy, and you're in that kind of locker room, it would be weird. I get that, but
what's going to be funny is as a league admin, if I get an email that is a request for team movement, I'm going to have a really hard time being like, what's your problem, man? The locker room seems fine to me.
You're going to be like, hockey's for everybody. That's all you have to say.
Relax, dude. This is a judgment-free zone.
I did,
man.
Yeah, but 40 plus. Hey, your boys got, as you said yesterday, a goal, the first goal of each season for the 40 plus and the B League, only because we played the first games. But yeah, it was.
Facts don't care about your feelings, folks.
Let's go back to the 40 plus. The Dump and Skate boys are the only two that got the goals.
Carried the load. Nobody was complaining about Holland's abilities in that game. Eat it. Eat it.
The Dump and Skate boys.
Brothers from different mothers. Fruity brothers.
Fruits from a different unit.
Bicycle pumps. Bicycle pump and football pump.
I'm so glad that if you want to know what the bicycle pump is, you can't Google it. You can't Google it. And you know how I know that? Because Mr. Omaha said, I'm so excited. I got to find out what this bicycle pump is all summer long. He's like, I tried to Google it, this and that. And I go, hey, you want to see what it is? Come check this out.
And he walks really quick.
And he looks and he's like,
no, okay, see you guys later. I got to go.
No, man, I'm good. No, man, I'm good. And he just did it. I mean, that guy, he probably moved faster than he did when he was on the ice. And then when he saw the person, he's like, no, man, I'm good. And he just did like a U-turn. And
what are you guys doing in here? Never mind. I'm sorry.
I swear to you, he's like, I love this team, but I might want to request a player trade.
He probably got home and looked at his wife and was like, I had no idea what I was getting into.
Abdu's not here to tell me Omaha. So let me just tell you what I saw.
Honey, I gotta tell you this. Oh man, I might get a legit email here later this week. Oh no. So yeah, 40 plus was a lot of fun. A League is really fast now. It was
too fast for you. Do you think? Yes.
I don't feel lost yet, but I'm not far from it. It's I mean, I enjoy it. It's good. It's good hockey. I mean, it's Rob said he thinks that the collegiate game is a little faster than the A. I don't think it is. I think they're probably about the same speed. Again, I'm not out there at the college level. And again, all the college guys, they're 20-year-old guys. So obviously they got a little more juice than a bunch of our old farts that play in the A-League still. But I think it's pretty quick. I mean, it's.
What do you have more fun in after week one?
I like the locker rooms in 40 and NB. It's fun. I like getting to play with you. I enjoy playing with you. I mean,
why is that? Let's get into that. Why is that? It's not because of my skill set. You've already made it. You've already made it said that. But 3 goals in 2 games here. Just saying.
Do we need to talk about the goalies? No, probably not.
I said that yesterday. My goals don't count because of, but a win's a win.
It is, and a goal's a goal. Doesn't mark down who the goalie is when you score them, do they? Actually, they do. So it's on the score sheet still. So yeah, I mean the travel roster locker room is a ton of fun. I mean, it's just all those guys are just. You said it a bunch of times. I mean, it's a group of guys that we just like. We enjoy hanging out with each other, whatever it is. Whether we're busting each other's chops about playing bad, whether we're giving each other crap about how we handle stuff, whether we're just cutting up and laughing at all together or laughing at somebody else's expense. I mean, it's just a fun locker. I mean,
you'll never have another locker room like this.
Yeah, we've said it a bunch of times. Hockey family is just a different breed of family, and that's that group of guys. And so
this is the epitome of like an incestuous kind of hockey family.
Okay, that's so weird. Why would you go there?
Because
that's awful. It's not an incest. No, stop. Jeez, do you understand what that term means?
I do. And like
no
I
one's
said,
sleeping together. You may fantasize. That's not incestual, you weirdo.
What I'm saying.
Incestual means to sleep with your own family. No, you don't. None of us are sleeping together.
According to you, me and Corey slept in the same bed.
I don't remember saying
shared the cheesecake.
Did I say that on the podcast?
Yes, you did.
All right, that didn't mean like you were intimate together. It just means you cuddle.
Well, with that damn cheesecake, man, that's like it could be like
it's an aphrodisiac for you.
Yes,
got you going?
like a roofie kind of thing.
Got your those are two different things too. What are you doing? Exactly like an aphrodisiac. A roofie. That is not a roofie. Aphrodisiac is not a roofie.
So,
holy crap, man.
But yeah,
it's just a good group of guys. It's just a fun group of guys. My A-League guys are fine. I love my A-League guys. I've played with them for 3 years now, or a bunch of them for 3 years. I enjoy playing with them. They're really, really good hockey players. It's a whole different. It'd be like me and Pete, a team full of me and Pete's, basically, all sitting in a locker room. It's just a different level of hockey. And so, but the guys in my A-League locker room, I'm not going to say they're just about business, but I mean, they come in and they play and then they kind of want to go. We hang out, and I enjoy hanging out and spending time with the guys I play with, especially if I get along with them and we have fun. I mean, we laugh a ton. And so we have a good time playing hockey, but and again, the tone in B obviously was a little bit tight, but I think it's because we just weren't playing particularly well. I think if we get some things figured out there, that we'll relax a little bit. We'll go back to having a little more fun. But 40 plus was a tight game against a really good team, and we played well the whole game, and nobody was mad at anybody at all, and we just had a good time. And so I enjoy that. A-League gets a bit serious for me at times. Some of those guys, because it's hyper competitive, and so I think some of those guys have a hard time having a good time sometimes. So we don't have that problem.
There was only one. With the travel fam, there was just a pound sand moment, and that was it.
Jacksonville was a tough one.
That's just frustration.
That was toting a little bit different team down there too. That wasn't the travel fam. But like again, I think with the 40 and the B, it's the core four. Yeah,
I think it's the core four that really makes it. So.
Yeah, just guys you can, like I said, playing with really good friends, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's been a long one already, and I know we're both tired. We can't keep rolling.
I'm not now.
Holy crap. Have you looked at the time? The dog's losing it.
Yeah. 10:42 Holland.
This is nuts. Good luck with class tomorrow.
Well,
I won't be there.
Either will I. It's canceled.
You already canceled it?
Yeah. Yes. No. Well, I mean, she's not listening. It's not canceled.
Shout out to the Ghost Pirates on your first home loss, 6-3.
Ooh.
To the Idahoan Steelheads. So yeah, that's a bummer,
Idaho?
boys. Abdu the Ho. Oh, Idaho. Sorry. Yeah. So, guys, we hope you are excited and tuned in. Really quickly, I want to give a quick plug here before we jump off, because we are going to jump off at this. We want to tell you guys about something coming up in August. We're really excited about this. You know, we've talked about this brand before, but the Zeros brand is a brand owned by our very good friend Rob Cooch. They are ready to drink vodka drinks. And so Abdu's hometown rink of the All Seasons rink, in anticipation of us trying to travel a little bit again next summer, do a fun trip. We had talked about going to Chicago. Abdu reached out to the guys that run the All Seasons rink and said, hey, what can we do to get a tournament going? In pretty short order, we got one rolling. And so the Zeros brand, Rob himself, is going to sponsor the tournament. We're excited about that. But we are incredibly appreciative to Rob for reaching out to us and doing this and saying, hey, want to drag us along as a subtitle sponsor there at the very bottom. So your boys, the Dump and Skate podcast, will be a part of this tournament as well. Our wonderful logo will be listed on the tournament, along with Crossbar Food and Drink, BNR Sports, Chicagoland Print, and All Seasons Ice Rink are all going to be a part of advertising and sponsoring this event. It's going to be held August 22nd through 24th. It's going to be an 8-team tournament, a 4-game guarantee. So if you guys back in Chicago are hearing this and want to see what a bunch of morons from Savannah look like, get your guys together. Let's get some teams together. Let's have a really, really good time. We are excited to come up there and support Abdu's hometown. Abdu's excited to come up there and show off all of his new, better friends. So
they're never going to want me to move back after that.
They're like, screw that guy. No,
Would you move back for Abdu?
Yeah, where'd you go back to your other friends, jerk?
And it doesn't have to be teams just from Chicago. Anyone that wants to go.
We know we had some listeners from South Florida on a pro shop down there. If you guys know some guys that want to roll up there,
just get some teams going.
Reach out to us. We'll help facilitate and whatever. We'll get any information you guys want. The boys from the Sentinel boys from Baltimore. Yeah. You guys,
I sent him a text already.
The Gooch Smooch. Yeah.
The Gooch Smooch. Had me at the Hiya Cup check.
The Hiya Cup checks. Yeah. Get you guys to come up. We'd love to have. We've really, really enjoyed traveling, meeting guys. Maybe we can reach out to some of the guys from Atlanta, see if they want to run up there with us too. And so we've had a good time traveling this past summer, getting to meet some people from different areas, just good people, hockey people. We enjoy playing the sport. We enjoy meeting people that enjoy the sport as well. So we are excited about this tournament, and we're excited about the opportunity of having Rob being so generous to put our brand alongside of his. It's really kind and generous of him. And so big thank you to him. Big thank you to Abdu for doing some of the legwork of trying to get this thing moving in the right direction. So we've got some other really exciting news on the horizon too. We can't share it quite yet, but might have a really, really big opportunity for our Zeros team to be a part of something super, super special here in the Savannah area. So yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on
lots of good things coming on season 2. Lots of good things season.
Definitely. So, but for tonight, we're going to call it a night, and we'll see you guys soon again. We won't be doing 2 and 3 podcasts a week because we're going to be busy playing in multiple leagues, but we'll definitely still get in a podcast a week or so.
Yep, at least once a week, unless Abdu's doing
recovery dances,
some bitch honey work. So.
Maybe the podcast will be that work. Who knows? So, guys, thanks for listening to us. We appreciate the heck out of you. Hope you guys are ready for season 2. Love you. Peace.
Bye.